Your brain is not fixed. It's not hardwired. It's not stuck in the patterns you've been living. Every thought you think, every emotion you feel, every experience you have, it's creating new neural pathways, strengthening some connections and weakening others. This is neuroplasticity, and it's happening right now as you watch this. But here's what you need to know. There are plants that can amplify the process exponentially. Plants that don't just support your brain, they actively help it rewire itself. They stimulate the growth of new neurons. They repair damaged pathways. They help you break free from patterns that no longer serve you. There are three herbs that have been used for thousands of years by healers who understood something modern neuroscience is only now confirming. Your brain can change, and plants can help it remember how. So I'm giving you this info to help you rewire your brain today. So before we dive into the herbs, you need to understand what we're really actually doing here. Neuroplasticity is your brain's ability to form new neural connections throughout your life. This means you can heal from trauma by creating new response patterns. You can overcome anxiety by rewiring fear circuits. You can break addictions by building new reward pathways. You can reverse cognitive decline by generating new brain cells. You can literally become a different person by changing your brain structure. It's not a metaphor. This is measurable, documented, scientifically validated. Dr. Michael Merzenich's research showed that the brain can reorganize itself throughout life. Dr. Norman Doidge documented cases of people healing from supposedly permanent brain damage through neuroplastic training. But here's the limitation of most neuroplasticity protocol. They focus only on behavior or meditation or cognitive exercises or new experiences. And yes, those work, but they're slow and they require massive conscious effort. What if there was a way to accelerate the process? What if there were compounds that could increase brain derived neurotrophic factor, which is the protein that grows new neurons? What if you could repair the myelin sheath, the protective coating around your nerves, or enhance synaptic plasticity, which strengthens the connection between neurons? Or what if you could reduce neuroinflammation, which is silent killer of the brain cells? That's exactly what these three herbs do. And they've been doing it for thousands of years, long before we had the science to prove it. Herb 1, Gotu Kola. It's known as the Enlightenment herb. In Ayurveda medicine, Gotu Kola is called Brahmi, named after Brahma, the creator god. It's considered one of the most spiritual herbs used by yogis to enhance meditation and expand consciousness. Traditional Chinese medicine calls it the fountain of youth, and legend says a Chinese herbalist who lived 256 years attributed his longevity to Gotu Kola. The neuroscience behind it? Modern research reveals why the ancients revered this plant. It stimulates nerve growth factor production. This is the compound that tells your brain to grow new neurons and repair damaged ones. It repairs and regenerates myelin sheath, which is the protective coating around your nerve fibers. When myelin is damaged, your nervous system can't transmit signals efficiently. You get brain fog, memory issues, slow cognition. This herb helps rebuild that. It increases dendrite branching, the tree-like extensions of the neurons that receive signals from other neurons. And more dendrites equal more connections, which equal enhanced learning and memory. It reduces anxiety by modulating the GABA receptors without station. So you feel calm but alert, centered but clear. So studies show that Gotu Kola improves memory and cognitive function, focus and memory, mental clarity, wound healing internally and externally, circulation to the brain, resistance to stress. So here's how to use it. and there are different forms. They can be used as tinctures, capsules, or tea. For tincture, use 2 to 4 dropperfuls 2 to 3 times per day. For capsules, 500 to 1000 mgs 2 times per day. And as tea, take 1 to 2 teaspoons dried herb, steeped 10 minutes, 2 to 3 cups daily. And it's best taken morning and afternoon. This can be mildly stimulating for some. Take note. So duration would be a minimum of 60 days to see neurological changes. This is long-term medicine, not a quick fix. Avoid if pregnant or nursing, and this can interact with sedatives and diabetes medications. Herb 2, lion's mane mushroom. Buddhist monks use lion's mane to enhance concentration during meditation. In traditional Chinese medicine, it's used to tonify the 5 internal organs and promote good digestion, but especially to strengthen the spirit, which is known as the Shen. In neuroscience, and this is where it gets extraordinary. Lion mane contains 2 unique compounds found nowhere else in nature. These compounds cross the blood-brain barrier and stimulate the synthesis of nerve growth factor directly in the brain. This means that lion's mane doesn't just support your existing neurons, it tells your brain to grow new ones. Research shows in neurogenesis that creation of new neurons happen in the hippocampus, which is the memory center. In the myelin repair, we see where it regenerates a protective sheath around nerves. In cognitive enhancement, we see where it improves memory, focus, and processing speed. For neuroprotection, it protects against Alzheimer's, dementia, and cognitive decline. In mood regulation, it reduces anxiety and depression by supporting hippocampal function. One study gave older adults with mild cognitive impairment lion's mane for 16 weeks. Their cognitive scores improved significantly and declined again when they stopped taking it. Another study showed reduced anxiety and depression in menopausal women after 4 weeks of lion's mane. This is one of the most researched, most validated neuroplasticity compounds on earth. So how to use? You may use in powder form, capsule, or dual extraction tincture. Dual extraction is critical. You need both water and alcohol compound. So in powder form, take 1 to 3 grams daily in smoothie or healthy beverage or tea. In capsule, take 500 to 1000 mgs 2 to 3 times daily. And in tincture form, follow bottle instructions. This is best taken in the morning and afternoon with food. And for duration, use for a minimum of 4 to 8 weeks for noticeable cognitive shifts, 6 to 12 months for deep neurological rewiring. It's generally safe. There may be rare allergic reactions in people with mushroom allergies. Herb number 3, holy basil, also known as Tulsi, also known as the incomparable one. In Ayurveda, Tulsi is called the queen of herbs. It's considered sacred, planted in front of Hindu homes, used in daily prayer rituals. It's classified as a Rasayana, a rejuvenating herb that promotes longevity and enhances clarity and brings one closer to enlightenment. In the neuroscience aspect of it, Tulsi is seen as an adaptogen. It helps your body adapt to stress and return to homeostasis. But its effects on the brain are specific and profound. It regulates cortisol, which is a stress hormone that, when chronically elevated, it literally shrinks your hippocampus and your prefrontal cortex. Tulsi brings cortisol back to baseline, protecting your brain from stress induced damage. It reduces neuroinflammation, which is chronic inflammation in the brain, and it's linked to depression, anxiety, brain fog, and neurodegenerative disease. Tulsi's anti-inflammatory compounds cross the blood-brain barrier. It enhances cognitive function by improving neurotransmitter balance, particularly dopamine and serotonin. It protects against neurotoxins, which are heavy metals, environmental toxins, oxidative stress. This is preventative medicine for your brain. In clinical applications, studies show Tulsi reduces anxiety and stress-induced depression. It improves cognitive function and memory, protects neurons from toxicity and damage, enhances resilience to chronic stress. It regulates the HPA axis, which is your stress response system. So, how to use Tulsi? In tea form, which is preferred, and there's also in tincture or capsule. In tea form, take 1 to 2 cups daily, steep 1 to 2 teaspoons, 10 minutes. In tincture form, 2 to 4 dropperfuls 2 to 3 times daily. In capsules, 300 to 600 mgs 2 times daily. Can be used anytime. Can be used for morning focus, for stress reduction in the evening, and it's safe for long-term use. You'll feel the stress-reducing effects within days. Neurological protection builds over months. It may lower blood sugar slightly, so monitor if diabetic. May reduce fertility in high doses. Traditional use as contraceptive. Avoid in pregnancy. If you want a protocol, you can start today. Comment below and let me know. These herbs work best when combined with neuroplastic activities. Here are a few. 1. Learn something new. New language or an instrument or a skill. This forces the brain to create new pathways. Meditate. This strengthens prefrontal cortex and increase gray matter density. Be physically active. This increases the BDNF naturally, especially aerobic exercise. Make sure you get quality sleep. The brain rewires and consolidates new connections during deep sleep. Also, novel experiences. Travel. Take new routes. Do different routines. Break habitual neural patterns. The herbs give your brain the raw materials and signals to rewire. You give it the stimulus and direction. Always source quality herbs. This matters. Not all herbs are created equal. These 3 herbs, Gotu Kola, lion's mane, Tulsi, they're not just supplements. They're allies in your brain's transformation. The ancients knew what they were doing. They didn't have MRI machines, but they had direct experience. They understood that these plants don't just treat symptoms, they fundamentally change how your brain functions. And now science confirms what the wisdom keepers always knew. Your brain can change. Your patterns can shift. Your neural pathways can rewire. You're not stuck. You never were. You just needed the right support. Start with these 3, give it 90 days, track the changes, journal, notice, pay attention, and then come back and tell me what shifted. Because something will. Comment below which herb are you starting with, and let's build accountability together. Your brain is listening. Feed it well.